here is What the Nutrition with myself, Coach Donovan. So, what I'm going to be doing with this short presentation is talk about nutrition, as you see here, and then towards the later half, I'm going to be talking about movement and my perspective and understanding on everything that I have studied for nutrition and movement. This is a super brief introduction to my philosophy and my thought process, so follow along. When it comes down to nutrition, there is no perfect diet for anyone. Absolutely every single person on this whole world has their own nutritional plan and their own lifestyle that will serve them. I can give you, whoever is listening to this, a specific plan that's perfect for you. But if I took your plan and then gave it to someone else, let's say Mary, I gave your plan to Mary, it does the complete opposite of what it was intended. So for you, your plan may lead to you losing weight, and for Mary, putting her on that same exact plan will actually have her gain weight. Everyone is completely different, and when it comes down to nutrition, you want to be open to the idea that things may work and they may not. Being patient is key. You're your own scientist when it comes down to nutrition. Now, what is food? Food is a source of energy and a source of keeping your body under homeostasis. Energy means stuff to keep you moving throughout the day. I know we've all felt that bonk, that 2-3 p.m. energy levels are down and we just want to crash. It's because we just don't have enough energy in us. A lot of people will not start their day off as well as they could in terms of breakfast, in terms of food, and it just leads to higher levels of fatigue throughout the day. And homeostasis, what that means is keeping your body as balanced as it can be. When we eat food, we get vitamins and minerals. Those vitamins and minerals, those micronutrients, will keep our body doing the functions that it needs to sustain its everyday lifestyle, its everyday routine that you cannot control. For instance, how much hair grows on your body, how your skin recovers from an injury, such as a burn. That's what I mean by homeostasis. Now, what are calories? Calories is a numerical value of energy. I know you may look at, like, say, a McDonald's French fry. When you eat your McDonald's French fry, that individual French fry might be 50 calories. When you have a bunch of those, your calories could come all the way up to 400 calories. That means you have 400 calories worth of energy within you, and your body may or may not use that excess energy. We already have a specific amount of energy within us. We use that energy to carry out our day-to-day lives. Our day-to-day energy burn, or calculation to find out our burn, is our BMR, which is a basal metabolic rate, which we will go over in a little bit. But for right now, just know that calories is a source of energy that you are getting from your food. Now, when it comes down to nutrition, these are things that you really should know. You should know your heart rate. Your heart rate is just how many beats you have for your heart per minute. An average person wants to have 60 beats per minute to show that you are healthy, to show that your body is working functionally, not too much, not too little, just right. When your body is not within its range, let's say you're overweight, and your average heart rate is 100 beats per minute. You are using your heart a lot more than you actually should at that moment in time for your resting heart rate. Now, your active heart rate is what you're doing when you're running, when you're moving, living your day-to-day life. Say you're running, your active heart rate should be around that 100, if not a little bit more than that. The average, I believe, is around 120 for a typical fitness enthusiast. But if your resting heart rate is at 100, that's probably not good for you. When you're training, when you're moving, when you're living your life, you want to get your heart rate as low as possible. Some elite athletes have their heart rates as low as 40. Let's see what you can do. Your weight is a numerical value of how much mass you have on this earth. To find your weight, it's a calculation of a whole bunch of things. It's not just a number on a scale. It's how much water is in your body, your skeletal muscle mass, your involuntary muscles, your heart, your brain, your lungs, all those organs, those have weight. And of course, your fat mass. When it comes down to losing weight, a lot of people just say, I want to lose weight, but it's actually, you want to lose fat percentage, your body fat percentage. When you're training, always keep that in mind. Your weight will fluctuate every single day from how much water you have in your body, if you're bloated, whatever it may be. Be patient with yourself whenever you do look at a scale. I already mentioned your basal metabolic rate. This is how many calories you're burning at rest when your body is literally doing nothing. You want to be at least burning 1,500 calories a day if you were to lay down in your bed all day, every day. This can change. There's nothing wrong with that. This can go up, this can go down. Every day it's going to be a little bit more different for you. Now, your activity level. Your activity level is how much you're moving throughout the day. You want to have the highest activity level you can for your lifestyle. If you have a sedentary lifestyle, great, that's amazing, and still move as much as possible throughout your day. You don't want to be stuck in the same position all day, every day. If you can, move every hour on the hour. Now, this is the meat and potatoes of this little talk here, your macronutrients and micronutrients. Protein. Protein you can get from a lot of different sources. You can get these from nuts and legumes. You can get these from animal products. You can get these from fish. But what does protein actually do, and why do fitness enthusiasts always talk about protein? Protein is used to support your body in recovering from workouts, your daily lifestyle, or injuries. When you're injured, have a higher source of protein because those proteins will support your body into recovering from whatever is happening to your body. The typical requirements for protein per gram is 0.8 grams to 1.8 grams per pound. So that's how much you weigh. If you weigh 170 pounds, you want to multiply that by 0.8 to 1.8, depending on your goals. If your goals are to put on more muscle mass, to repair your muscles and have them grow more, you want to have about 1.8, about 1.5 to 1.8. Depends on your goals. Now, fats. Fats have a bad rep in the world because when people think fats, they think fat on their body, but it's not necessarily true. Fats is used to create energy. It's used for vitamin regulation. It's used for insulation. Fat is a really, really good thing. And what's in our body, that quote unquote fat, it's different from what you're eating. You can get fats from animal products. You can get them from fish, which is a really high source. You can get them from nuts, legumes, and some fruits as well. When you eat fats, you want to have them in moderation, just like everything I'm going to go over right now. You want to have them in moderation because if you have too much, think about excess energy once again. If you have too much energy within your body is going to store it to use that energy later. So we consume the calories. If we don't use those calories, we store it as lipids, which is another word for fats, but within our body. We store it and then hopefully we use it. A lot of the time we don't use it for future use. We just let it stay. Now, carbs. Everybody knows what carbs are. They're literally just for energy. That's it. Carbohydrates, it comes from grains, fruits, nuts, fish, and legumes. Carbohydrates and grains get misused all the time. A lot of people will say, oh my gosh, I really need to cut out my carbs. Incorrect, you want to cut out grains. Carbs are needed within our everyday life because vegetables have a great source of vitamins, and you need energy. We can manipulate our body to use more fats as energy, yes. Carbs, some people can do great without them, but we don't know how you do with or without them. So be patient, learn to see what your body does and doesn't do when you're on carbs. Be patient with your body. Journal about your reaction to carbs. Your reaction to grains throughout the day. Now, lastly, vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals, they are used to support different functions within your body, from protein synthesis to the electrical signals around your heart, to recovery rates, to how much water you retain in your body, your mental status, how your hormones will work throughout the day. You can get your vitamins and minerals through meats, fruits, vegetables, literally anything. And you can also get them from supplements. The reason why we have supplements is because through the American diet, highly recommended because of the American diet, supplements are needed because we don't get enough nutrients throughout our meals through the day. We allow ourselves to miss out on the essentials. A lot of people would be surprised when you get tested for vitamin D. You're actually lacking and you're not hitting the amount of vitamin D you need within your body to sustain everyday functions. So having a blood exam test to see what you have in your body, if your diet is sufficient for you, is highly recommended. Now, when it comes down to nutrition, when it comes down to lifestyle, I always tell people, do not look at your BMI. The BMI is a calculation that was created in the 1800s that is still being used today. Life in the 1800s is very different from how life is at this moment in time. Body types are different. Lifestyles are different. So we need a new calculation. If you want to lose weight to fit your proper BMI, that's great. And it may not be the proper BMI for you. BMI is your height divided by weight squared. I have a BMI score that puts me in the overweight category. And I also have a high amount of muscle mass. Because of that, am I overweight? No, my fat mass, my body fat percentage is actually in the double digits, the teens. It's on the lower side. So if we want to lose weight to be healthy, I don't recommend looking at your BMI, but to see how much fat mass you actually have within your body. A great way to figure that out is different fat mass calculations. You can use calipers, which is called the skin fold test, to actually pinch the amount of fats in your body, or you could get a scale, which you can find on Amazon. I linked it here. You can use that scale to find out how much fat mass you have on your body. Now I have here different links to find your heart rate, to find your BMR, the scale I mentioned just now, and other calculations you can use for future reference for your lifestyle. Now, what is movement? Movement is a way to manipulate your body to complete a task. Life is movement. Our earth is constantly moving, we may not feel it. When there is no movement, we die. So we want to create as much efficiency throughout the body to move all day, every day. Staying active is key through life. Ways to improve your movement is mobility. Mobility is the combination of strength and flexibility. When you are lacking in strength, your mobility is going to be a little bit lower. When you are lacking in flexibility, your mobility is going to be a little bit lower. So you want to keep both of those really high to have a great foundation for movement. To have a great foundation is a beautiful thing because you have the opportunities to go after anything and everything that you want to do. When you are lacking mobility, imagine you're sitting in a canoe and you're shooting a cannon off of it. You're unstable in everything that you do. So build your strength, build your flexibility, you have a beautiful foundation. Ways you can develop that is through yoga, stretching, strength training, and FRC. If you're working with me as a client, you most likely go through FRC training, which is functional range conditioning. It's joint control in terms of flexibility. Now, strength. Strength is the ability to move an object from point A to point B. That object may be your body, or it may be an external object. Some people's strength, it's for you and only you. Some people may not be as strong as you. They may not look as strong as you. But your strength, your patterns are only for you. How you improve your strength is personalized if you're working with me. Every person is on their own path. Don't forget that. To develop your strength, you want to use heavy objects, such as heavier weights, or you can move just your body weight in a slower fashion. Now imagine you're doing a push-up for 1 minute. Let that land. Imagine you're doing a push-up for 1 minute. Slow, steady, and controlled. Now endurance is the ability to do any task for a specific amount of time. You can do as many bicep curls as possible for 5 minutes. That's endurance. Push-ups, same thing. Going for a run, also same thing. That's rapidly moving your legs over and over and over again. That's endurance. It's the ability to do a single task for a specific amount of time than you're used to. To develop that is exactly what I said. You want to do one task over and over and over again. That task may support another task. For instance, if you run, your endurance for running will go up, and very slightly, your endurance for cycling will go up, and vice versa. Now, lifestyle. Lifestyle, you want to ask yourself, are you sedentary? Do you sit down for half the day or more in the day? More in the day. You want to be as active as possible. If you do live a sedentary lifestyle, at least move every hour on the hour. The best you can. Staying active is key to life. As I said previously, if you don't move, you die. Now, that's it for this presentation. Remember, to improve your life, you want to work on your nutrition and your movement, but they are personalized to you no matter what, no matter when, no matter how. Your body is changing. Listen to your body, journal about your body, scan your body every single day to see how it feels. Today, are you bloated because of how much wine you had last night? But last week you had the same amount. What changed through the week to lead to that bloat? Are you the same exact weight as a year ago, but your physique looks completely different and you can move that much better? Keep these in mind, journal about your body, and remember, you're on your own personal path. No one can steer you off that path. Love your path, enjoy your path, and embrace exactly where you are. This is just a brief introduction to what my philosophy is on nutrition and movement. I'm going to have more series like this to talk about what's happening with my understanding on both topics. Enjoy your day, and thank you for being patient with me and watching this presentation.